Hey guys. I was like, why can't I see myself? I had to figure it out. I had to actually make a phone call to get some help. Hey there. So I see a comment from Angela, but I'm pretty sure you're probably not in here at this very moment. Hi, my Renaissance grandma. And hey, Lydia. So, guys, I just wanted to get on today. And hey, Angela. Gina done gone live. Yes. Hey, TT. So, um, I just wanted to get on today. And it's actually been on my heart for a little bit to get on and do a live. What up, broke? And because I'm in so many lives on YouTube where we're discussing, especially amongst the gardening community, prepping food wise, prepping seeds, growing your own food, all those things. But one of the things that has been on my heart is sharing my experience with prepping my finances. So, um, I just wanted to get on here. Hey, Mona, and talk and just have like an open dialogue today just to see, hey, Lashes, I see you, girl. Um, the interest there in, learning, or not so much learning, but me sharing my experience becoming debt free. I'm not totally debt free because I do have a mortgage, but that is my only debt. I don't have car payments or anything. Um, and just how I did that, how I got myself to a perfect credit score, um, how I budget, and all those kind of things, how I've been able to create a savings. For the majority of my life, I don't even, what savings? What's that? People have that? People put money somewhere that they don't spend? That wasn't me. So now it is me. I have a savings that I don't even pay attention to. I move like it's not there because it's a savings for a reason. So it's there for um, things that may come up. Um, so I just wanted to kind of have an open conversation about that. I'm actually about to drop the link in the chat if anybody wants to like come up and talk. But today I'm not going to go into like a whole lot of detail or conversation there. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Crafty Leo. But I just want to like talk about that because I know that there's probably some people that are out there who want to quote unquote be debt free. But hey, Patty. But don't quite know how to go about doing it. And there's several ways that people can go about doing it. But I thought about sharing the way that I did it. And don't get me wrong, I didn't have like a that bad of amount of debt, but I was one of those people who my credit card was almost like I treated it like it was my money when it wasn't. A credit card was pretty much me borrowing someone else's money that I was going to have to pay back. And so I had to respect credit cards in a different way. But a lot of that is because, to me, in my opinion, a lot of people, especially in minority communities, are not raised to be financially smart. My parents didn't raise me to be financially smart, probably because their parents didn't give them those tools either. So with my kids, I taught them from my mistakes. So once I got financially savvy, I'm not the guru. Trust me, my stuff ain't that great, but it's good. I taught my oldest when she got when she turned 18, actually, she was still living at home, but I taught her how to be financially smart. My 26-year-old, she'll be 26 on Sunday, has never had to come to me for a dollar since she's been 18. She has never come to me for not even $1. I have given her nothing to help her with anything because she hasn't needed to, because she listened to the information that I told her from my experience. And hey, Triple Threat, hey, Cassandra. And so she has been in a very comfortable space financially because of that. When she went, she was probably 20. Let me see, she's about to be 26. So she probably was 23 when she bought her first car. And because her cars prior were gifts. So she had two cars prior to that, but she actually needed reliable, hi Mike, transportation. And I took her to a car dealership to buy a car, and it was a nice car. And the salesman, he's like, well, mom, if she can't get approved, are you willing to co-sign? I was like, no, I don't. That would let me back up a little bit. Hey, Urban, excuse me. Hey, everybody, thank you guys for coming in. Hey, Urban Girl Gardening. um I work in bankruptcy in chapter 13s. Uh-oh, I got somebody down in the basement. Hold on a second. um hey, Life Journey.
How are you? Hello,
I'm good.
hello.
Did you change your name, or are you coming in on another channel?
I think it's my name. I don't know, girl. I'm technology challenged. When I create this YouTube thing, then I don't know. I don't know why it's showing that. I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, did you change your channel name?
I'm gonna have
um
to ask my husband or my kids because they're the one
it's
that set up
all
everything
good.
for me.
I know who you are. But I was saying, like, I work in the bankruptcy field. I work with a chapter 13 um bankruptcy trustee. I've
Hmm.
done that for, I'm going on 19 years of doing that. So I do see a lot of how people get into some financial trouble. Let's just say it like that. Making some bad financial decisions, basically because when you know better, you do better. And that's how I feel about myself now. I know better, I do better, and I want to show other people how they can do better, how they can be comfortable in their finances. Because let me tell you something, I'm a definite, um, my best yet journey says this all the time: YouTube see, YouTube do. I am that person. So I go to YouTube University when I want to learn how to do something. I have most a lot of things that I've done. I have done um, learning something, even just something around the house, like fixing something. I'll go to YouTube to figure out how to do it. And you will find that there's people who have a lot of niches and a lot of information in some areas that can be helpful and can help you before you get to a point of somebody who may, and not that there's anything wrong with filing bankruptcy, because it's not. I've actually filed one before, but it will give you a fresh start if you're in a situation that you need to do that. But sometimes you can be helped before you get to that point. And I just wanted to, like I said, get on and have some open conversation about that and see who's interested in that type of information, and maybe me sharing more detail about what I do and how I um, keep my finances in order, and how I've been comfortable during everything that's happened. Not do I like going to the gas station and spending more money for my gas? No, I'm spending, well, now it's gone down some. But when it was up, I was probably spending almost twice as much for gas than I was before the gas prices went up. So do I like that? No. But did it put a pinch on my finances? No, it didn't do that either. And it's not a brag. So I don't want to say it as if it's a brag, but it feels good to not worry about those type of things when they happen. I'm still angry about them. Like, what the heck? I don't want to. That's not what I want to spend my money on, gas. But it's doable, and we don't have to worry about how we're going to pay for this or how we're going to pay for that, or any of those things. So I definitely would like to share that. And if the oh, what am I thinking of? The picture that I had up for this stream where I show my little envelopes. So I've had these for some years. And every year I do a 52-week savings challenge. So basically, you put in an amount every week of the year. So first week, $1, all the way to week 52, $52 on that week. And at the end of the savings challenge, I would save $13.78. So the first year I did it, my idea was I'll do this and that will be my Christmas shopping money. Well, I don't spend that kind of money at Christmas, by the way. And I have 2 kids and a husband. But I just don't spend, hey, soil sister, that kind of money on Christmas. My kids don't even ask for a whole lot, so that's not even a thing. So what I started doing is I would take some of it for that, and then I would put the other away for other things. So I might pay my car insurance a year ahead, or I don't know, put it into our home maintenance savings for anything that might happen with the house to where we need to shell out a lot of money or whatever. And I like it though because it was fun. So that's why I was doing it. It was something fun to do, looking at myself saving money. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, for years, I didn't have my first savings, actual savings. I might have had savings accounts in the past, but my first savings was this 2022. I'm going to say 2016, maybe 15. And my first goal in savings was just $1,000 in the savings account. It took a while to get there because it takes discipline, because I'm a swipey person before now. I don't do that anymore, but before, my card was just doing this everywhere I went because I was like, "There's money in the account." Well, you don't pay attention to those amounts because you're like, "Oh, all I did is went to lunch. It was $10. All I did is I stopped at the store and picked up some, a couple snacks. It was $5." But all those things start adding up, and then the next thing you do, you look at your account. You like, how am I down to $50 and I should have like $500 in my account? That's what I was doing. So I had to get disciplined in not swiping for everything. Actually, I use cash for pretty much everything. Only thing I still use my card for is gas. I take, when I go grocery shopping, I take cash out of my account. Because one thing I'm going to tell you is when you're spending cash, you're going to stick to whatever your plan is when you go into that grocery store. Opposed to those memes about Target, which I'm guilty of that. When you go in there for one thing and you walk out with everything but that one thing you went in there for, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. And I've done it. So I get it. And I had to get to a point where I did not function in that way. I have a list, I have cash, and if what I have on my list, if I have some left over after I get those things, then I can put some other things in my basket. But other than that, it ain't happening. And it's really a discipline thing. But I'm always doing something. So clearly it ain't making me not be able to have money. And I do have um, things that I contribute to just me. So I like to do crafty stuff. I like planners and painting. I've started doing. I like crocheting. So I every month I put a certain amount towards those things for me. I might not go and spend it that month or even the next month. I put it in every month though. So when I do go somewhere and I want to buy my crafting or whatever, the money's sitting in that envelope. At that time, it could be $100 because I haven't spent it all, all the times that I've been putting money in there. But when I go to the craft store, I'm like, the world is my oyster. I got $100. So that's kind of what I do. I every month when I sit down with my budget, I write down everything. You're going to have things that are going to be every month, your mortgage, gas, your utilities, things like that. Then you have your things that can be, they're going to be every month, but kind of fluctuate, like groceries and stuff. And then you have those, I don't, they were not luxury items, but those other things. Like for me, I stream everything. So we have Disney, Netflix, HBO, all these different things that if the ish hit the fan, I can let go. But I can't let my mortgage go because I gotta have somewhere to live. But those are things that can go. Or my crafting, that's something that can go. So that's kind of how I'm just really diligent in how I do that so that I'm not just out here wasting money. And if I want something, I could go get it. And one of the things I really worked hard on, and I don't know why it just became a goal for me, is having a perfect credit score. Something that never mattered to me before. But then at some point in life, you realize how important the credit score is. And if in a case of something crazy happening in this world, that may not mean anything. But for right now, while the world is still revolving, quote unquote, normal, those things do matter. Cash matters and credit matters. And I follow a lady called the Budgetista, if you've ever heard of her. Um, she shares a lot of free information on teaching people how to budget and pay off debt and all those kind of things. And I followed a lot of her instruction in getting me to where I am. But one thing I know for me is I had to do it. And she teaches that too. Like you do it your way. Like some people, when they're trying to pay off debt, it is rewarding to pay off the small stuff first. So like if you have a credit card that you owe 200 for, and you have a credit card that you owe 2,000 for, make the minimum payments to your $2,000 credit card and make extra payments to your 200 one till you get it paid off. Well, I didn't have that so much of an issue with credit cards, but I wanted my car paid off. I had to buy a car because somebody totaled my car, and that was a whole nother thing that pissed me off. But I wanted to pay it off before the time it was supposed to be. So I disciplined myself to do that, and I did it. But I wanted, when I got my car, my credit score was darn near perfect. It was actually one right before excellent, but I wanted excellent. And I didn't know until working with watching her is that excellent started at 750. Hey Sunday, and hey on that homesteader. I now that I once I realized that it still didn't matter to me. I wanted to be an 800. Get me to 800, y'all. I paid my car off, right? My credit score, it might have been at 8 something, and I was so excited. I'm gonna tell y'all this in case this ever happened to anybody else. I paid my car off, paid it off early. Proud of that. I mean, I paid off early. I think it was a 5-year loan, and I paid it off in like half that time. About 2 months after that, my credit score plummeted like 30 points. I was livid. I was talking to my boss, and I was like, I told him, I said, I know I might just sound stupid because I still had a quote unquote excellent credit score, but I'm like, why would my score drop so much? And I paid off my car. Now I don't have that debt. Why would they penalize me for paying off my car? Let me tell you how this world works. This is why perfect credit score really, it's a good thing because it gets you indoors, but it's ridiculously stupid. that I was penalized because I no longer had a installment account on my credit report. You get your credit score it and it uh, I'm gonna finish this thought and then I'll go back to what I was just saying. But your credit score is based on you having a variety of types of credit. So when I took away the installment type of credit, it left me only with credit cards, which I think are revolving. Um, and I don't, yeah, anyway, I still had credit cards, and I think those are considered revolving. So I didn't have a mix of credit at the time, and I got penalized for that. Now, one thing I didn't know, which actually did come to pass, is that um, it'll bounce back. It took it like 3 or 4 months. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to go out and get more credit. It just trickled right back up because what I did have still was in good standing. And what I do with my credit cards is I use them for the perks that they get because I have those cash back ones and stuff. So when I want to make a purchase, so it doesn't matter what it is. I'm not even. It could be groceries. I might decide this month I'm going to use my credit card to pay for the groceries because I have the cash. So I know I have $200 and I go get my $200 worth of groceries and put it on my card just to get the points. And soon as I get notification that my bill's generated, I transfer that $200 to the credit card because I have the money set aside for it. So I do that every so often because you want to keep activity so that they don't, cut the card off because you're not using it. But I don't, and I use it definitely for big purchases. I redid my kitchen a couple, well, not the kitchen, but the appliances. I bought all new appliances a couple years ago, and I purchased every one of them on my credit card to get the maximum cash back. But I had the cash to make the transaction just to move the cash to the bill. I always pay my bill at full amount. I don't pay payments to my credit cards because that's how they get you. They expect that, they want that. Credit card companies cannot make money if they don't have people who are going to make minimum payments. Point blank, period. It's not a business for them unless they're building interest on the fact that you're making minimum payments. They don't like me. I'm not the customer they want because I pay it whatever it is when I get the bill. But that's where I am now. Now, you met me 10 years ago. That's another conversation. I had maxed out credit cards. I was literally paying one and you to paying on that one to be able to use it to buy something else to pay. It was a whole ish show. Seriously. So I don't judge nobody for what they may be doing when it comes to their finances because I made some really bad decisions just based on me not having the knowledge of how to do it right, how things are, how you should be doing it to benefit the most from it. So now that I have that, or I feel like I do because of what I've been able to accomplish, I want to share that to other people so that they can make those changes if they want to in their life so that they feel more comfortable. There's nothing like going into a place and you may just be like, I'll, and this is not a brag again, but one time me and my daughter go to the grocery store every other weekend together. She wants me to go with her. So I have a Sam's membership and we went to Sam's and one of her TVs had gone out and she was going to get a TV. And you know what? I skipped around because I didn't finish the car story with her getting going to the dealership. I did not co-sign for it, by the way. I knew she would be approved because I knew what her credit score was. She was approved. Dealer was very shocked by that because of her age, that she had such a good credit score. Chick came back with an interest rate better than mine was on my car. I did not appreciate, but anyway, moving on. That's my brain be going all over the place, y'all. So that's why I forgot didn't even finish that story. We had gone to Sam's Club. She wanted to get a TV. She picked out a TV. She was paying for said TV, but I just felt like blessing her by buying a TV. And it wasn't $1,000 TV. I mean, it was a few $100s, but I did it without a blink and forgot I did it. Forgot all about it. We were having a conversation a few months later, and we were looking at TVs again for some reason. And I think I was talking about possibly replacing one of mine, which I'm not gonna do because I'm a if it's not broke, I'm not fixing the type of person. But it is one of the very first flat screens, so it's really heavy and bulky, but it works. It does it's giving what it's supposed to give, so it's gonna stay until it dies. But I entertain every now and again looking at other ones. And she's like, "Oh, that one's like the one you bought me." I said, "Excuse me? I ain't bought you no TV." And she said, "Mom, you don't remember buying me a TV?" I said, "No." I said, "Are you being for real? I don't remember buying you." I didn't even remember because that's how much it did not put a strain on my finances. That I did not even remember doing that. And I literally bought that girl a TV just because I felt like blessing her with such. But, and I just want people to be in a very comfortable place financially. And I just feel like our community is not really, a lot of our elders did not give us those tools. And so we go out in the world, we're listening to friends and other family members who might not have those tools. And we're making bad decisions because we got people in our lives that tell us things that aren't really in our best interests. I had a friend tell me I got my first place when I was 19. And I had a friend want me to go out with her. And I'm not even the going out type, but she wanted me to go out with her and another friend. And I'm like, I don't have any money. I need to pay these bills. And I had an electric bill that was kind of up there. And I know that's right. Dead stresses everybody out. Did I say hi to you, my tiny garden? I hope so. Hey there. And she was like, "Well, if you put something on that bill, they not gonna cut you off." And I didn't. I didn't know. And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah. So if you just pay half of it, they're not gonna cut off your electric, and then you'll pay half of them. Then you had the rest to go out with us." I did it. I paid half of it. So you know what happened? That next month, I got another bill that was just as much as the month before, plus the half I didn't pay the month before. Y'all, I was panicking. I did not have the money to pay that bill, and I didn't see no way out of it. I called my mom, and my mom ended up getting me out of that situation. My daughter, did I mention, has never had to call her mom for that. But I did. I relied on my mom a lot of times to help me get out of situations. A lot into my 30s, y'all, because I did not have the tools to do what I have the tools to do now. And I taught that to my daughter so she would not have to come to me like I had to. Not that there's nothing wrong with having to go to family and lean on them for things or friends. But if you ain't got to, you know, and you could be that blessing for those people who may need that. I feel like each one teach one. So even through my what I could share, if someone could learn something from that or come out in a better place and be happy, excited about that place that they done made it to based on the tools or the information I can provide, and then share that with somebody else so that they can get there too. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we supposed to do. We supposed to share, and so that everybody can get there. Just like in this community, excuse me, we share each other's channels. We, hey Erica Taylor, hi Humble Stewards. We share each other's channels. We try to big up everybody because everybody can be great out here. It's not just about you and not trying to get everybody else out there to get seen and bring what they can bring to the community. I feel like that with everything. I have helped some friends get in better financial situations, and ain't nothing like watching that credit score that you've been watching suffer for all them years tick up. Ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like seeing those credit card balances that you thought you couldn't get down go to zero. Ain't nothing like that. Or paying off a car that you sick of paying for. I know people out here paying $700-800 a month on a basic vehicle. You think that and you're like, oh, they driving a luxury car. No. You know why they paying that much? Because their credit sucks. Because their credit sucks. I've had to pay to me what I thought was a hefty car note, 300 and some dollars, because my credit score was only like, it was like 650 or something like that at the time, and this was in 2007. No, that's a lie. This was January of 2007 is when I had bought that car. And when I bought my last car, because the one that I bought in 2007 got totaled and I had to buy the car I have now, I went on that car lot and I told them what I was going to pay. I said, this is what I'm going to put down. If you can't get my interest rate here and my car note here, we ain't got nothing to talk about. But I was in a position to do that because I had gotten my credit score upgrade and I had money to put down and all those things. So that's why I want to share, because I want other people to be able to do that. Because when I bought the car prior to that, those people didn't even tell me how much the car was. And when you go on a lot and they ask you, well, what can you afford to pay? What kind of payment can you afford? We don't need to talk about that. What we need to talk about is how much is the car, first of all, because I might not want to pay that much for the car. And for two, after that, I'll tell you where I'm willing to stand. And if you can't get me there, we ain't got nothing to talk about. And go to the next place. That's all I'm saying. Because that's where I'm at with it now. This is what I'm paying. And that's it. And what's even better than that, getting that car loan, and don't let them put y'all. I don't want to tell people what to do. But in my opinion, because I know that they do 6 and maybe even 7-year car loans. Don't. Mm-mm. If you can't get it done in a 5-year car loan, I know some people can't help it because of the situation they in, but y'all, you don't realize how much you paying when you letting them extend those things out. They ain't doing it because they like you. They doing it because they gonna make money. They getting all that interest up top. Mm-mm. Don't let them do it to you. Don't let them do it to you. I am missing all the chat. Just rambling and going on and on and on. So let me try to go up in the chat. I saw where everybody was coming in and saying hey to each other. Crafty Leo said, yes, that swiping will get you in trouble. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I use my credit card for things that's what I do, for things I'm going to purchase anyway and pay them off every month. That's exactly what I do. Exactly how I use credit cards now. Did I always use them like that? No. I used credit cards before like that was my cash. I'm not kidding y'all. I would pay my utilities sometimes with it so that I could have the cash from my utility, what I had in my account from my utility, to do something else. Like, y'all wouldn't listen. I made some terrible financial decisions in my past. Now, the weirdest part about that is I told you, if you were here towards the beginning, that I filed a bankruptcy before. It wasn't because I was in any trouble financially with my credit cards and stuff. I actually filed my bankruptcy just because I wanted to get out of the house I was in at the time. I purchased a house when I was single with just my oldest daughter. It was just me and her. And when I met my husband, and after we got married and stuff, and we had another child, we got actually had the other child before we got married, but we got married the year after she was born. And the house just was not big enough. It was big enough for me and my daughter that I already had. So when it was four of us in that house, I was like, this ain't gonna work. And I actually got, because I work in bankruptcy, I got counsel from the people I work with to see how should I get out of this house. I just want to get out of the house and get something that's bigger. And it wasn't a house that I felt like at the time the market wasn't what the market is now. Like now, houses don't stay on the market. It wasn't that time. So the house was not going to just, I was going to put it on the market and it was going to, no. So I probably still could have put it on the market. I just didn't think that in that way. At that time, I still not had not gotten my finances together. Had not even started that journey yet. That journey started after I got into the house I'm in now. So, yeah. Um, like I said, I'm trying to read some of the knowledge is power. Absolutely, sunshine. So I'm going what my plan is. I just wanted to get on today and kind of just chat. And like if anybody wanted to come up, I did drop the link. I'll drop it again. If you just want to chat. And today I'm not going to get into like a whole lot of it. I want to just kind of break it down into different things because there are a lot of different. You don't want to try to do everything at once. My first step was creating a budget, a real budget. And when I created a budget, the way I used to budget is it was all the necessary bills. So at the time I was renting, so anyway, rent or mortgage, because I've had another house at home. So rent or mortgage, utilities, water, sewer, trash, all those things, groceries, because we got to eat, household goods, stuff like that. At the time, I had daycare. My oldest was in private school, so I had those type of bills. Everything written down. What I did not account for when I would budget was crafting, or just anything fun I wanted to do. Hey, date night, going on a date. Didn't have a budget for that. We just did that. Taking the kids somewhere, going on a trip, anything. Those things I did not budget for. I budget for all that now. I don't budget for the fact that we're doing it right now. I'm budgeting for the fact that it's going to happen at some point. So the money's already there. So my budget includes all those things. I have a budget for my youngest child's wardrobe. So I put money away every month that just goes into a place where that money is just going to stack up until I have to go clothes shopping for her or shoe shopping, whatever it may be. I do one for my grandson. My oldest daughter has a son, so I have a grandson. And sometimes, if you have a grandchild, you get in those stores and you see something, you're like, oh, I got to get that for my baby. I'm that Gigi. Yes, he calls me Gigi, and I am that Gigi. And I will, like, I usually will buy his fall clothes. Every season it changes, I'll get him a set of clothes for those seasons and things like that. Something that my daughters never asked for, but I like to do, so I do it, and I have a budget for that. Car maintenance, home maintenance, car insurance. I budget for all those things in advance. So when my car insurance is time for it to be paid, that money has been sitting in an account for however long it took me to put it away. It's sitting there waiting until car insurance is due. Water bill, all those things. I budget for every little thing, things that you think are just small. So you don't budget for those because you'll just take care of them as they come. Mm-mm. I don't willy-nilly do anything anymore. I used to. I used to only budget for the things that I thought were necessary to be budgeted for. But trust me, when you start getting serious about budgeting and you write down every little thing that you're going to spend money on, you will find, first of all, that you have a lot of money. Just an example. Have you ever been a person when you write down your budget on paper and you write down your income, you know how much your paycheck gonna be, and you write that down. So you like, okay, I'm getting $1,000 this month, and then you write down under there all your bills, and after your bills, you show, oh, I'm gonna have $300 left. Bet. But then you ain't got your account this close to being overdrawn, and you're like, I'm supposed to have three. What's Because you didn't budget it right. You didn't account for those little things. So then when you're going through your account and you looking and you like, are you adding that stuff up? That's where your $300 went. I don't do that anymore. I'm telling you, I wish I had my wallet in the house. I'm one of those horrible women that keeps my cars in the garage and I just leave my purse in here. So that's where my wallet is. But I also keep, and this is not to be again braggadocious, and you can see I got my little cutesy stickers, so I'm all about. I told you I like the stickers and stuff, but this one is where I keep money for other things. So you see, the first one says gift. I'm not gonna go through all of them, and I'm not gonna go into what's in each one, but I made these little things out of laminated paper, and then I put my cutesy stickers on them and whatever's in the envelope the money is for. And then behind the money is my ledger for every time I put something in it or take something out. I keep track of it. So my gift one is for birthdays, or if I'm invited to a baby shower or a wedding or anything. That's money for those gifts. I'm not waiting to those times come to think about how I'm going to get or where I'm going to pull money from to buy XYZ, a baby shower gift or a wedding gift or a birthday gift. And this is including my family. That's in there. So my husband, my kids, whoever, we account for that on a monthly budget way, a basis. So every month, money goes there for those things. And when those occasions come around, withdrawals are made from there. And I only have certain things that I keep cash on hand for, that are in there. But that's how I keep it in my wallet too. In my wallet, I have a grocery one. I have, because my wallet one, I have a backup one. I was going to show you what it looks like. It's kind of big because I know you're probably wondering, what the heck is your wallet if you got those type of things in there? Of course, I can't find it right off. Anyway, it's bigger than that binder I just pulled out, and it zips. And it has groceries. It has eating out, gas, which I don't put money in there anymore because I don't like going in to pay for gas. I started out putting money in it, and I was like, I need to be I ain't going inside. And then I have self care, which is like my nails and my toes or my hair or whatever I want to buy for me, like self care, duh. And then I have my planner. I have one that's like planner and crafts. And that might be, oh, and I have a medical one in there. So if I have like used up all my HSA stuff, then I have another to draw from to pay for scripts, or if you got a cold and I got to go get cold medicine or whatever. I think of all that stuff now. Now, I know you probably thought about some of that stuff like, girl, medicine too? Yes, medicine too. It doesn't matter. Tums, you need some Tums? Okay, let me go pull out $5 to go get some Tums. Everything is somewhere in an envelope. And then I do my little savings ones too. And this isn't even my only savings. This is one. I have three different savings things I do. I do my regular savings in my accounts where I just move money into my savings. And what I started doing about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago is I started tithing to myself. So I get 10% of my, well, of what my income was then, because I need to change it, but I haven't. But I do 10% of what that was at that time when I first started doing it every month. And it just goes into savings. And I've been doing that now for 3 or 4 years. And then I have the fun ones, which I'm not that that one isn't fun, but I have these. And then I have another one that's called Savopoly, where I go online on my phone and find a dice, virtual dice thing, roll the dices, and it looks like a Monopoly board. And I take my thing around the Monopoly board, and whatever I land on is how much money I have to put in my savings, my little savings envelope. I have another savings envelope. And I need to stop doing so many of them now because I don't have anywhere to put the money. I don't have anything to spend the money on. I mean, I could put it towards more bills or something, but in the beginning, I was doing it for, like I said, Christmas, um, different things that might be coming up, vacations, stuff like that. And now I don't really need to be doing them as much as I do, but I have fun doing them. I like saving some money, so I still kind of do those from time to time. But when I started, I kid you not, my first savings goal was $1,000, and I got that number from the budgetista, and it didn't happen overnight. It took me a little while to get $1,000 saved up because it took me a little while to come into the routine of actually thinking of every little thing to budget for. When I first started budgeting, I was always forgetting something. And then when that thing would come up, I'm like, I need to add that one. I didn't think of this. I would add that one later. Something else I didn't think about would come up. And I'm like how I do now for my daughter's savings, for where I save for clothes, shoes, anything that's for her comes out of that money. Anything that she might want, if she wants a game for her Nintendo Switch or she wants whatever, it comes from her money. And I save for that now. I did not think about those things before. Instead of, oops, it's time to buy fall clothes, let me go spend who knows how much money to do that, money I didn't account for early. So I do all that now, every little thing. And like I said, it took a while to get there. So it took a while to get that $1,000 savings. But once I got the rhythm of accounting for everything, y'all, I don't even talk about. I want to stop putting money into my savings and start putting it into my 401k, because it does. I don't. You don't need to have. It's not that much. Trust me. It's not like I'm not a millionaire out here. I am a middle class individual. Me and my husband are middle class. We are not out here balling. That is not what we do. We balling because we got some knowledge. That's all. We ain't balling because we out here just sitting on. Like I tell my husband, we didn't hit that 1.4 or 1.3 billion dollars that they had with the lottery um, recently, which I was not happy that it was someone in Illinois, because Illinois is only 3 to 4 hours from me, and it was one person. I was like, they need to share. I mean, we could have got some of that. I was not happy about that. If you on here and you won that 1.3 or 4 billion, whatever it was, and I know after taxes it wasn't that much, but can you loan me some? Not loan, but when I say loan, I mean give me. Because I got some things I want to do. I would like to get a larger property. Again, YouTube see, YouTube do. Because I be seeing y'all with y'all, the land that y'all on, and I'm like, like, have y'all been over to Soil Sister, over to her channel? Land for days. Land for days. Cassandra's garden. Have y'all seen that? I'm just saying. Y'all need to get over there. Y'all need to go see. Lashes. Lashes out here. and she shares this on her channel, which is the only reason why I'm going to say it out loud to you guys. She um, buys properties, her and her husband. Um, her and her husband, they own several properties. That's something I want to get into. I actually am always looking to see what's out there. I wish I would have got into it before the market was so hot because things are being sold at way above what they're probably truly worth. But that is absolutely something. Now that's another thing I've talked to my husband several times about that's something I want to get into. Not so much I don't know if I really want to do the rental part of it, or more just flipping them, like buying them, getting them up to um, market to be able to sell for a profit and selling them. But you got to know what you're doing when you're doing that stuff, because you can buy some houses that's going to cost you more than what you're going to get from it. So yeah, but she over there doing it in Florida. Just saying, check her out, and she shares a lot of information there. So yeah, definitely. Um, I'm trying to go back down the chat. My lighting is low. I was wondering how it was going to be in here because I think it's just so bright in here. I'm sorry that you can't see me that well. I worried about that because it's so bright in here, and then I got these. I wonder if that will help. This, if I turn these up, I don't know. I think it's the over light that's kind of washing me out. And I'm doing this on my laptop, which I don't typically do. And this is my first time using StreamYard. So it might be some user error here. I'm just saying, it might be some user error. I kid you not. Um, all right. Oh, Sunday's working, but listening. Did I speak to you? Oh, yeah, I did. My Renaissance grandma. I'm like, did I speak to you? Um, I was just trying to see if it was anything. And who was that? Who said cash is king? Was that Mike? That was Swill's sister. It is. I'm the saver. My wife would put back gum, put pack gum on credit. No, ma'am. I'm like, that gum is $20 with the interest you paid over time. Listen, I actually looked up. My husband is actually good with money too. So I looked up there. We bump heads and other, because you can't. Oh well, some people probably can't align on everything. We are different in some things. I shouldn't say we don't. We bump heads. We're different in some things, but that's one area where um, we're both. Actually, he was good with it before me. So yeah, he could save some money. He was not like me. I don't know. I think I kind of grew up where money just, I burned through my, you know how old school, your grandparents would say, parents and stuff would say, you let that money burn a hole through your pocket. Like as soon as they give you $1, you're like, can I go to the candy store? Can I go to the penny candy lady's house? That was me. I wanted to spend it as soon as I got it. And my oldest is totally opposite. Long before I taught her how to be good with financially responsible, she just never spent her money. But it wasn't because she wanted to save it. It's because she was spoiled. She was the only child. She was her dad's mom's only grandchild, and that lady spoiled her. She never had to spend her money. And then I started noticing that she was never spending her money when we was together. And it'd be like she would want something, a toy or something. You know how you'd be at the checkout and she would want something. I'm like, oh, you can have that, but you have money. Where's your money? Oh, I left it at home. Okay, well, mommy's gonna buy it right now. And when we get home, you need to give me my money back. And that's what I started doing with her. And even when she was 18, she was still living at home for a while. And I was like, you need to contribute to what you're eating in the house. I didn't need my daughter's money. And honestly, 100% of the time she got it back, and probably then some. in cash because I would end up doing something or just giving her cash for something or whatever. But I wanted her to know that things are transactional. So you don't just get to live and not spend your money. Living costs money. It just does. And to this day, she thanks me for the things that I taught her because she sees where sometimes people are struggling in that area. And I'm like, it is a struggle. And I said, just teach them if they're willing to learn, how to get from that because you got to be willing to learn it. And you don't preach nobody. Just teach them what you know. Teach them what you did. Show them how you did it so that they can then to do it themselves and let them everybody go in their own time. Like it took me, like I said, a long time to save just 1,000. I know I said it like it wasn't nothing because to me 1,000 is a lot. But it took a long time to get there, to get that first hurdle. And then it's not like, oh, I got through that hurdle and then boom, I was able to save buku. No, it still took time before, because honestly, my first 1,000 I saved, I had to spend on the emergency. I can't remember when, how long after I saved it. It wasn't like right after, but it was at some point I had to spend it almost down to the penny. It wasn't the full amount, but it was almost there. And then I had to build it right back up to that $1,000. But that's what it was there for. And I had to remind myself of that because once you've accomplished doing that, it's hard to let it go because it's like I did all that work to get it. But that's what it's there for. It's my savings was quote unquote my emergency fund. That's how it was described to me to do it when I was listening to the budgetista to have an emergency fund for emergencies. So I saved that $1,000 for emergencies. Mind you, at this time I had a husband and 2 kids, and we didn't have no emergency. We didn't have no savings, no savings. So yeah, now we're good. We are good, and I'm thankful for that. I'm very grateful for that. That I was willing to listen. Your husband is the spender lashes. I got lucky there. I did. We do need to teach our children this, soil sister. That's why I taught my kid, my oldest. I need to get my baby girl don't spend no money, and she's not interested in money. But I'd be like, it's part of life. So I will be teaching her as well. But I absolutely taught my oldest before she got out here on her own, and now we're trying to get her boyfriend on the same path because he was really bad with money, but he had what he the information or the knowledge he was given was what caused it to be that way. And he has actually been open to learning and understanding how to be better. She started him off like, look, just get start putting a little bit into savings. He did it. He listened to her, and he was bringing my grandson to me one day because they're scheduled. They both work for a hospital, and he's a second shift worker. And at the time, she was working first shift because she was training, but she actually works third. And so he would have to be at work right before she got off. So they would bring me my grandson, and I would have him for like a half hour, and she would come get him. He was on his way to bring him, and somebody almost ran him off of a very busy main street that's called Main Street in my city. And he went up on the sidewalk and hit the stair of a house that was facing the street, and it blew out both his tires on the passenger side. So he calls me, and he's like, I was on my way and this happened. And I'm like, I'm on my way. So I go down there. I see what happened. They're safe. And I'm like, okay, well, let's call and get towed to come get your car. And so I ended up having to do that because whatever insurance that he had didn't have the tow included, which I didn't know that was a thing. Didn't know, but it is. I don't think all insurance companies include tow. Mine does. But anyway, had the tow come and get it. We take it to the tire shop. He was able to buy his tires. And it was a good moment for him. He hated to have to spend the money because he worked so hard to save it, but he had it. And I said, this is what we do it for. It's for the emergencies. That's why you have to have it there. Because had you not done that, you wouldn't have been able to buy those tires. You would have been looking at Destiny or me to do so. And you didn't have to do that. And he felt good about that. And that's really how it makes you feel. Like you don't have to feel like you're a burden to someone because you didn't, prepare yourself for those type of things. And I feel like this is just in a preparedness, just like what we're doing for other stuff. Like I said, the gardening, I am a preparer in a lot of ways. I I do a lot of freezer prep, so I prep meals so that it's a little effortless for me when I get home because I cook a lot. We pretty well now that my husband has to really watch his diet because he has some heart issues. I'm cooking pretty much every day. And the only reason why I say pretty much every day is because sometimes we might have some that's not doesn't have to be cooked, like a salad or something. But we are eating meals in the house every day. And even before his heart issue, we only ate out once a week, literally. So now we just went from that once a week to not at all because it's just too much sodium in anything you're going to get outside of the house. And that's what he has to watch. So I always am trying to find ways to not feel like it's a job for me because I enjoy cooking. So I don't want to get to the point where I feel burdened by the fact that I'm cooking. So I think of easier ways to do it. Oh, I might do some freezer meal prep. I might prep. We might have lasagna for dinner. I make two lasagnas. I freeze one. We have one at night. I have one to cook up a month from here. I find ground beef in bulk. I will, and I have videos for this on my channel. I will make up meatballs. I will make up meatloaf. I will cook some of it and crumble it. I will um, the meatloafs. I would just wrap up in saran wrap in full, put them in a freezer bag, and freeze them. I'll have meatloaf for whenever I want to eat it. Same thing with the meatballs and with the ground beef. Package it up. I either vacuum seal it or I will put it in a freezer bag. Whenever I need to go get it, it takes some of the steps out of the process of doing it. Then I don't have to feel overwhelmed when it's time to cook. And that's just some of the stuff that I try to do, or I try to plan out, which I haven't been doing, plan out what we're going to eat every day. So I don't have to think about that. I don't have to say, oh, what am I going to make for dinner tonight? I don't know. And that's what, and then I ask my family, well, what do y'all want to eat? Oh, I eat whatever you make. I don't want to have to think about it all the time. And then sometimes I get mad at them because I'm like, y'all don't never help. I always got to think of y'all got to eat it. So now what I'm about to get back to doing, because like I said, I haven't been doing it as much. I will start writing down what we're going to eat Monday through Friday for dinner. I will write it down, and then it makes it a thoughtless process. Oh, you know what? I wrote down that we're having spaghetti for dinner. Let me go take out this. Oh, you know what? We're having chicken today. Let me go take out this. And it makes my life easier. So that's one of the things that I do. And it makes it easier for your grocery shopping because I will go through and see what I have, then see what I need. That way I'm not out here just buying cookies and cakes and chips and junk and every little thing that catches my eye, because those stores are built to catch your eye. The shiny, you like, oh, I ain't seen that before. They got some new Oreos. Did you see those? Girl, yeah, the icing is pink. Mm-hmm. It tastes just like the white icing, I bet you. I bet it does. They just made it pink so it'll catch your attention. And it got the trolls on the package. You see the trolls on the package? Oh, I'm about to get those. And I'm going to watch the trolls watch. They be setting us up. The cereals they be coming out. I remember when they came out with the Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie cereal. And I like a Little Debbie oat. And yes, I bought it. Shut up, don't judge me. I bought the cereal. It was good, by the way. Can't find it anymore, but I did look. But I did buy it. they build this stuff to tempt us. I'm telling you. So, uh-oh. Oh, y'all, I'm so far behind on the chat. It just scrolled real hey big rooster. See, I ain't even seen people who coming in. All I want is 1 acre, and I would like 1 acre too, my Renaissance grandma. That would be perfect for me. I would like that. Um Swole sister got land. Yes, she do, Angela. Yes, she do. And I mean, she got nice. Oh, anyway. Yes, she does. Rental is crazy, but it's steady income. Yes, it is, Big Rooster. Do you do rental property too? It is the I'm thinking about it. But if I do rental, I'm probably gonna want to bring in a property management to manage the properties for me. Um, I don't know. We'll think about it. Because I have been talking about. Listen, I've been talking about it. Trust me, for a couple years now. So it's on my radar. But I could be kind of a procrastinator when it comes to jump to doing something because of the commitment in doing it. So I'm just gonna be honest. Um, Cassandra says she love at least an acre too. I agree. Um, if you have the right tenant, it's golden. We have had our share of craziness. Crafty Leo, you do properties too? Listen, don't y'all let me drop up in y'all emails. Like, tell me more. I'm telling you, because I'm thinking about it. We headed to football practice with my son. All right, sunshine. I know school has started for a lot already. Um, but yeah, we gonna see. That's great because finances kill a lot of it kills not just marriages, just people, period. Just think about how stressful being feeling like you're always under financially is on a person. I have an employee who is I want to say she's 70 or she will be 70 this year and doesn't feel like she can retire. Y'all listen to this. You can draw from your 401. Now you're not gonna get the full benefit of doing so, but you can draw from 401 at 59 and a half. I have told my job, my boss, listen, I have I have no intent. I am trying to position myself to where what is to come from that ain't my only nest egg, and I'm not have to be committed to working my life away to be able to survive. I don't want it. I don't want it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I am 45. I turned 45 this year. I had to think, which is why I looked up. I be forgetting how old I am. And I'm like, 20 more, 20. And what's Social Security? 66 and a half or something, 65 and a half? I don't know. But guess what? The reason I don't know is because I don't want it. I want to be able to retire when I want to be able to retire, not when they say I can do so. I want to be in a better position than that. Mm-mm. And I feel bad for people who we've had people who've worked. I have um, a coworker who she got sick. She had something happen while she was at work. She was 70. She could have. I don't know her. I don't know her business, so I'm not gonna say she could have. But I felt like she could have retired, but she didn't, and she left our office by ambulance. She had a surgery. She did well from that surgery, but there was some complications. She had to go into another surgery before she fully recovered and did not come back. And that was the end of her life. I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I didn't. Mm-mm. That's not the life for me. Hey, Dorisha. I want to be able to retire when I'm ready, and I don't want to do it when I'm not capable of living. I don't think that's fair for people to work all their life and not be able to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck because we were not taught to budget. That is very true. That's why. So what I'm gonna do is I kind of try to watch how everyone schedules out, and I know that it doesn't have to be that way, but I do try to respect that there's a lot of people who weekly go live, and there's those some of those lives I be up. Y'all know I be up in a lot of people's lives. I try to show everybody some love, but I like the content of or the conversations that are in a lot of them as well. So I'm trying to find my space, where I can take time to talk about this stuff and go into depth one piece at a time, and that way whatever someone might feel like they want to take away from that, they're getting that. And I'm not like I am right now where I'm just talking about all kinds of stuff, so I'm not really talking about a specific subject, which is what I intended to do today. Just to kind of share a little bit about me and what how I feel like I could be helpful. And like I said, I'm not a guru, I'm not a pro, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not. Just because I work in bankruptcy don't mean I know everything about finances, because I don't. But I do know what I did, and I do know it worked, and I do know I'm doing well. That's all I know. I'm not. I'm okay, and I don't feel pressure of anything financially. With my husband's condition, he cannot work. He has been told that he cannot do anything at this time, because his heart is not functioning where it should be. Um, and we good. We good. So, you know, 10 years ago, this would have happened. I would have been like, I don't know what we gonna do. I wouldn't have known, because I wasn't as savvy as I am now with stuff. But I have prepared for any situation that could come up. Are we like prepared if I ain't bringing nothing in and he ain't? No, we ain't that prepared. We be temporary okay, but that's gonna go away after so long. So we ain't good there. I have put away to where we can go a nice little bit of time. We ain't going years. We ain't even making it a year. We might get close. We ain't making it a year. But I have worked hard to get us there. And because like I said, he's good with money, so he was better with money before me. It's never been a pushback thing. It's been like, let's do it. So that helps too if you're in a marriage or even a relationship, that you're kind of both on the same accord when it comes to finances. And if not, even if you're not, that you can have open discussion about it too, to get you where you guys are okay. Even if you do it individually, do you have to have joint everything? We don't have joint everything. We don't joint anything, but we still are on the same accord when it comes to taking care of stuff. So that didn't matter at all. Some people are like that. They don't have joint accounts. They don't. Some people have a joint account for the main bills, and they have separate accounts for everything else. Well, I take care of all of our main finances, because he always just had his employer deposit things directly to my account for those things. So it's just been the way we roll. It's just what we do. It's not for everybody, but it works for us. So yeah, but you just have to kind of make sure you're on the same accord. My girls are really financially sound and have been working to teach the family. That is very good, Sunshine. Seriously. Because I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we just don't, it's not that we just don't want to be better with it. We just don't have the tools. And the tools we have, we think are okay, when they really aren't. So each one, teach one. Same thing with gardening. If some of y'all wasn't on here sharing how y'all garden, how you get your garden beds or your ground, your soil together to plant in it. Listen, I wouldn't have been able to do it, because that's where I went to learn most of my stuff of what I do outside of my garden. I went on YouTube. I watched people and I saw what they were doing. Last year I did almost Actually, I did everything in pots. I found somebody who was growing out of pots. And I was like, oh, I could do that. I got the pots and grew out of those. This year, I decided that because I did well last year, I was could be trusted to take over some of the yard. So I did that because last year my husband wanted me to take the yard over, and I was like, and I got to make sure I ain't gonna kill this stuff first before I tear up the yard. So this year, I took over some of the yard, and I watched videos on what I needed to do to make sure that everything was going to be okay for how I was growing. And I'm thankful for the people who get on here and share that stuff, because when I was meal prepping, I was on Pinterest, I was on YouTube, I was everywhere trying to think of, well, what kind of things can you meal prep? I don't know. What kind of things? And I ain't talking about meal prep like how people do when they just they make something that they're going to eat through the week. So they make some baked chicken and rice and vegetable, and they're putting them in the little containers and putting it away. No, I'm talking about meal planning, I should say, instead of prepping. Meal planning of what you're going to fix, how you can prep some stuff ahead of time. Now I prep a lot of things ahead of time. I grew onions this year. You know what I did with those onions? Chopped and sliced them and froze them. I got peppers growing out there, bell peppers. I will be chopping and slicing some. So when I say chop and slice, I'm doing two separate things, because I use the chopped ones for stuff like pasta sauce or soups and stuff. And I use the sliced ones for like fajitas and whatever else I want to put, sliced cheesesteaks or whatever I want to use sliced peppers in. And I freeze them up. And then when I need to do those things, they're already there. That's how I preserve it. And that works for me. But those are things I never thought about doing that now I do. And this year I got into canning because I've been over in TT Urban Pantry watching her, and I'm like, I'll try it. Okay, let's can. And now I love canning. And that's another way that I would have some stuff that's already ready that I could preserve up and have sitting around. And when I want to make something, I'm like, let me go grab it off the shelf. We're going to make this. But that's the kind of stuff I try to do. I try to be prepared for those days that I ain't really feeling it, because we going to have those days. If you're a woman, you're going to have some of those days. I'm just saying. Listen. Let's see. Angela's campus said, yep, Neapolitan Oreos. I bought 2 packs. They set you up, girl. They set you up. Broke his back. Hey, bro. YouTube chat's messing up for me. I keep having to refresh. That sucks. Mona said, have you tried the new Frosted Flake cereal? I have not, but I saw today. Me and my daughter, my husband had a doctor's appointment, so I was like, I had texted him because I knew he wasn't going to find where I was parked at. We were sitting outside of the doctor's office, or the hospital where the doctor's office was. And I said, what did I tell him? I said, oh, text me when you come out, or call me and I'll swing around and get you, because you're going to be trying to find us. He's like, okay, I'm still waiting. And I was like, Miracle, Daddy's still waiting. We could have went over to, because it's a grocery store next to where this hospital is. And I was like, we could have went over to the grocery store and she likes those Smuckers, PB&J, and Uncrustable thingies. I was like, we could have went and got some of those, because I haven't been able to find them. And I was like, we could have went and seen, and they had them. And so I was like, you want to go over there? And she was like, yeah. So we go over there, we leave, we get those. We're going towards the checkout, and I see it was some kind of trick cereal, but it had marshmallows and stuff. I was like, see, they be trying to get you. And it was right there on the end cap, waving at me like, hey, I don't even eat cereal like that, first of all. So it wasn't that tantalizing to me, but that's how they get you. If it would have been chips, I probably would have bought it. Brooks him, he looking like Mona new Frosted Flakes. You must be a cereal eater. Land would have you lost in the cornfield somewhere. I don't like those Oreos, but my baby does. I'm gonna Pisces, crafty. And I don't do cookies that much. I'm not a sweet eater. I'm more of a salty chips and chips and chips. I like pretzels too, and I like. I was just before we started, I was trying to put some on my stomach because I didn't have time to really eat, and I was eating chips and salsa. Just saying. But I like the salty stuff. Not big on the sweets. Um, let's see. I know I'm way behind. Hey, Andell. We the same age. I knew that. You actually older than me, bro. uh-uh. Because I think you used to have your year in your in your name, so you're a year older than me. I was born a year after you, but it's probably from how your birthday fell. So yeah, I think you're gonna be a year older than me this year. I don't know when your birthday is, but we close. We close enough, and I'm with you. 59 and a half. I don't even want to go that long. I'm trying to be generous. I'm just, and I'm not being funny. I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I actually really do. I have a job that I love to do, but I don't want to. I want to live. Like if I could retire and be on a nice, just an acre of land, and be able to do, yeah, I'd be doing. Y'all be like, dang, did she upload a video today already? I just be, yeah, I'm just sitting around. Look at this. Oh yeah, I'm thinking about doing this. What y'all think? It just be annoying. It would be annoying. Mm-mm. Uh-oh. I now know what people be meaning when they be like, oh, the chat jumped. Because it's jumping. Like as I'm trying to catch up. Gotta clock in. Catch you next time. I thank you for coming by, bro. Uh, let's see. I think I'm at the end, so it jumped. I gotta clock in soon too. Oh, okay, Angela. I thank you guys for coming by. Uh-oh. I'm gonna bring you back up, sis, because let's see which you got yourself muted. Why you muted? Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Hi, how are you, sis? How are you?
I'm great.
Hey,
I'm
chat,
great.
everybody. How are you? Those are some good stuff you're talking about. I love that.
I
I
I,
love it.
I want to share, and you know what? That's why I mentioned you because I know you and your husband have several properties. You have actually taken us to some of your properties, and as they're getting them ready and stuff. And that's another thing. Like sometimes people in the community, period, don't realize that it's not as hard as they think it is
True. So true.
to have property and no. There's one thing that they say is never they are eventually going to run out of that you
Hmm.
can't have enough of, and that's land.
So true. Yes. So true, sis. Yeah.
That's property.
So true.
So you own property. You as long as you are keeping it up, you get tenants that are keeping it up. Don't ignore your property. Go and check it out every now and again. Make sure your tenants are keeping it together. You have income that can steadily come in and support your life.
Amen. So true.
Yeah.
Yes. And as you said, budgeting is so important, doing your monthly budget. And
Hmm.
yeah, I fall for the credit card thing back in the days. Run up credit card and deeply in debt. And I actually did the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University back in church in 2013, in
Yeah,
2014. And that's how I work my way out of debt. And it's the same way you say it, you
it
know,
is.
smallest to largest, pay off the smallest credit card to.
Yes.
And that's
And
how
you
I
find satisfaction in that, didn't you? Because you
am.
see them going away.
So true. All the stress gone. Because every month I worry, like, oh my goodness, my credit card, my bill. And ever since
Yep.
I did that, pay off the credit card, the stress gone.
Yes.
It's like a
Yes.
burden you're carrying around when you owe all these lenders. So it's,
Yes.
yeah, you are,
And they
yeah.
prey on us. I couldn't tell you how many times my personal bank has called me during this VV
Uh-huh.
to say, hey, just calling to see how you're doing and to see if maybe you need anything, if you need a loan, if I needed it, I'd call you. But if I called you and asked you for it, you wouldn't give me nothing. So goodbye.
So true.
I mean,
So
several
true.
times they have called me, and I'm like,
Mhm.
y'all ain't never called me before. Why y'all calling me?
Exactly. And if we
Predatory
look at the
lending.
interest rate that we paying, something you look at the credit card and you see that interest you paying to the bank, just giving them every month. It's ridiculous.
It is. And it's a hard, it's not impossible, but it is a hard cycle to get out of.
It is.
And they know that and they prey
Mm-hmm.
on that. They know that, just like I told the story about my electric bill, paying a
Mm-hmm.
part of it and not the full bill, and then the next month it's
Mm-hmm.
more.
Yeah.
Eventually they want all their money. And it's the same thing. The only thing with the and I'm gonna have late charges. So I'm gonna have to pay late charges if I don't pay it before they disconnect. Now I gotta pay a reconnect. It's just
Open the ice cream.
things on top of things.
Okay. It's for
So
no one.
it's not. It's built to
And
keep
you said
us
yes.
in a cycle.
Okay.
Yeah, the
He
kids in
like
the background.
he like give me that ice cream.
I know. We had the story at Walmart. Yeah, it's a
Yes.
cycle. And you're right. It's I think the
Yeah.
system was it designed to keep us that way. And and as you said, a lot of our parents or foreparents, they weren't financial literate. So we grew up. We don't understand how debt work and
Mhm.
asset and liability. And
Mhm.
yeah, I have to start digging deeper in books. After I did that day and Dave Ramsey, oh yeah, I'm following religiously.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah, I started out with him. I did. I started out watching his
Yeah.
stuff, and I ended up somehow coming across that. And she talks about that too, but she talks more about budgeting. And the
Mm-hmm.
way I got out of debt is getting better with my budgeting.
Me too.
So until I got that part together,
Mm-hmm.
I was never going to find that way of getting the credit and stuff paid down. So, and like I said, even if you're not in debt, like now, I do it to pay things off faster. Mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
I just be throwing at extra
Extra.
all the time, all the
Yeah,
time. I want it
so true.
gone.
And a lot of people don't know that if you pay like just one payment extra, you cut down a lot of years on your
Hmm.
mortgage. Just pay a
Yeah,
little bit extra. Yeah, and the
yeah,
yeah, and that's what we do. We just pay more and the interest. Yeah, you get it
exactly.
done.
And it's worth
Mm-hmm.
it because you
It
cut
does.
that time off. Because what happens is,
Mm-hmm.
if you get it off your plate now,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to worry when something gets a little
Mm-hmm.
shaky in your life and that it's rough to make that payment.
So true.
Just get it gone now
What you
because you
pay?
can
You
think
pay the
back.
extra on their interest or on the principal?
Oh, honey, ain't nobody paying extra on their interest. Who doing that?
On the principal, right?
On the
On the
principal.
principal. Okay. I think I did today on the principal. Yeah. Thank you.
Please, y'all don't be paying extra on no interest. Please don't do it. And be specific. Because some places, if you're not specific in the fact that it's going to principal, they will try to apply it in other places,
You're
especially
right.
mortgages. I used to
Yes.
work for a mortgage company. I've been with the bankruptcy for 19 years, and
Uh-huh.
I was at a mortgage company 4 years prior to that for 4 years, and I
Uh-huh.
used to do the escrows accounts and stuff like the escrow statements and stuff like that. And people don't realize, I used to see where people make payments, extra payments. Their mortgage might be 1450 and they send 15. If you're not specific where that $50 is going, they can put it anywhere.
Yeah.
And you might
Mhm.
not know until you finally look 10 years later and you're like, wait a minute, my balance ain't going down because you didn't tell me to put it there.
So
You
true.
got to be specific with some
Mhm.
companies. They try to play silly if
So
you're not
true.
specific, but don't be paying no extra extra interest.
Exactly.
The point in paying extra principal is to pay less interest. Get the principal, that interest is charged on whatever that balance is. So the
Hmm.
more you keep chopping down that balance, the less interest
Less
they're going to
interest.
charge.
Yes.
FYI. But yeah,
Thank you. Yeah. And and that's what you say. It's all about knowing. Because 10 years ago, I didn't know nothing about this.
yeah,
8 years ago, I didn't know nothing about. Because I always think it's just rich people have houses. You know.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was so easy to buy a house. You just need a job history for 2 years, and your credit score over what, 580 minimum for a FHA
Yeah.
loan, and your down payment, and also your down payment, you can get gift
Yes.
money from family. You can use your 401k. I didn't know all this, and and it's all about knowing.
It is about knowing. It
Mm-hmm.
is. And then they
So,
even have programs like I have a friend who was looking at trying to buy a house. And this isn't just for people who may have a shaky credit score or anything like this. This is period. There's a program called NACA.
mm-hmm,
And going through NACA, you don't have to make a down payment.
mm-hmm,
They lock you into a very good interest rate. The only thing is you got to go through these classes.
mm-hmm.
They're like home buying classes where they teach you all these things, which I think is beneficial before you get the house. But it's a good program.
You lost.
I
Mm-hmm.
should have went through it. I didn't, but I should.
That's good.
Because I mean, anything that's out there that's beneficial like that, why not? Now,
Mm-hmm.
I went through my credit union, so I got a great gravy
Great,
deal
great.
on buying my
That's
house.
good.
But I
My
mean,
cousin tell me about the NACA. I didn't know. Last year, I think she told me about that. I'm like,
yeah,
really? Even
my friend
USDA
told
loan? I didn't know. She's
a
like, you have
friend of mine
USDA
told me.
loan, 0% down. I'm like, I didn't know all this.
Yes,
Because I would definitely
yes,
would do all that before.
yes.
But I
Now
didn't
they
know.
are very strict as far as the property, so they're going to make sure you don't get into a property that's going to be,
Yeah.
condemnable in a couple years. They're going to make sure you're getting into a good property. That's
Mm-hmm.
only probably one. That's only stipulation I know that my girlfriend went through is like
Mm-hmm.
they not going to just let you buy willy nilly anything. You got to buy
Yeah.
something that's
Yeah. Because I think the
good.
USDA loan, you have to get it in a rural area. It has to be in
Hmm.
rural area or stuff like that. But there's a lot of program out there. A lot.
There is.
It is. It
There's a
is.
lot of them, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
even with land, I've been looking at land because I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you own the land, you can allow somebody to build on your land, and you still gonna get something because you own the land that their house is built on.
Exactly. So
I be
true.
looking at all that.
Me too.
I haven't jumped into any of it yet, but I be looking. I be on this.
Because that's how when I saw you live, when I heard you talking about it, I'm driving down the road. I got so excited.
Y'all pretty much already doing it, but
I
I be
know. And we
thinking
just
about it. Hey,
started
Michael
back.
Farmer.
And we just started in 2018. A lot of people can't believe you guys just started buying property in 2018. I'm like, yeah, start buying. And we on our sixth
Yeah,
property right now, rental property.
exactly.
And I tell people you don't have to have a fancy job. I just work at Walmart. That's it for years. That's it.
Yeah,
My husband do electrical work, and that's it. We just rinse and repeat. We
yeah.
get a FHA loan. We rent out rooms in our home
Mm-hmm.
because we do house hacking. I don't know if you hear the term house hacking.
Is that where you're just renting it for people who are going to be there temporarily?
Yeah, a lot of them. Sometimes they stay, and yeah, 10 months they
Okay.
come to work and stuff like that. Yeah, and we'd start doing that, and then we just rinse and repeat. And a lot of time, we have a strategy that we use. Okay, we live in there. It's like a live and flip. Like you buy the house, and we live here. But in the documents, you have to live there for a year or two. You live
Hmm.
there the year or two, then you go back to the bank and said, "My family grown, so I need a bigger house." And I applied for a loan. They said, "What you got to do? You have to put this house in a rental. Show us the lease. Then you can get a 5% down on this one, conventional." So we're like, okay, and we just do the same thing over and over.
Interesting.
Yeah. We have like three of the properties are we bought as investment, but when you buy them as investment, you have to come up with 20% down.
Hmm.
But you can't find 20% every time, so you have to
Yeah.
get creative. And I learned this on Bigger Pockets. I don't know if you follow Bigger Pockets.
No.
Bigger Pockets podcast, great podcast to follow. I've been following them for years, and
Okay.
I learned so much from them.
See what
Hmm.
I mean? There'll be so much just given information on
Hmm.
here.
So true.
And I was talking to Best Yet Journey, and I was like, I'm nervous because I don't want to come off as like preaching how people can, get better with their finances, but at the same time, and there might not be a lot of people that follow me who need that kind of guidance, but then there might be, and it might be somebody who's been going through something who just was thinking to themselves, I wish I knew somebody who, and now I'm speaking on it, and they're like, oh my God, I was just talking about XYZ. And like I said, I'm not a guru, but I do pretty good with what I learned. And I'm just want to not teach, but share what I learned and how it worked for me
Okay,
and
yeah.
how
So
you can
unlike
use
your
those skills or whatnot for your good, because it's not easy, but it's doable. And it didn't take me forever. What did I say, 2015, 2016, maybe? It didn't take me forever.
I know, and that's good. That's good you sharing, and that
Mhm.
thank you, because we all learning every day. You learn something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's, you know what, I'm always trying to learn. That's what I always want to do. I want to take something away that I can learn and share with somebody else who might be trying to learn it. Just like on my channel with the gardening stuff, I'm learning as I go, but as I learn something, I share what I may have liked or disliked about it, so that somebody else may know in my zone or any other zone what I thought about it, growing whatever that thing was, how it worked out for me. This year I grew so many different things. Everything didn't work out. I still got stuff out there that ain't really working out, and I ain't pulled it up yet. So, I mean, it'll be pulled up soon. And if you still in here, Urban Garden Chronicles, I got Scotch bonnets. I need to post a picture of my first one that's actually turned. It's red. I got Scotch bonnets. I was so excited. I get so excited about the little things. I
Me
do.
too. I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear me. I
I
called
can.
filming on my phone. Sorry
You're
about
fine.
that.
You're fine. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I love Scotch bonnet pepper too.
I know. I figured you probably did.
Yeah.
This is my first time growing them. So, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to, and I did. Hey, Audacity Donning. Hi, Tia Drum Gold. Um, I did. Were you already in here, Mona? I think you were. Um, I did grow them, and I mean, my plant is loaded. So I'm excited about that. I really am.
Did you get that rice for me? Thank you so much.
Is that your daughter-in-law?
How many did
Yeah,
you get?
they are.
Because there's 2 different bags. Is that bag yours and this
Yeah,
bag mine?
take yeah.
Hi. Like 6.
My
Oh, wow.
crazy family. It's like with the Walmart parking
Listen, for
lot.
me to know that who it was, that just shows that you share your family on here. But yeah, but guys, I am going to and I am going to, like I said, and I'll schedule them, so you'll see that I'm scheduled to go live, and I'll probably be more specific in what I'm going to talk about. But I will see where I can fit in. I don't want to step on any toes of things that are already out there. I do work, so it will probably be evenings for me or weekends, and we'll start diving in deeper into the conversation, and I'll even share like my budget. I'm sitting at my desk, by the way, while you keep seeing me reaching over. I'm going in my desk drawers, but I will share like how I do my budget, how I write down all the things. I don't have my income on there. That's the reason why I'm showing it. But I'll show like how I write down everything, and you'll see like how detailed I get on every specific thing that I budget for, because at this time I don't have things that come up that I didn't think about at all. I don't have anything that comes up that I need to pay for or take care of that I haven't already thought about. My car maintenance covers tires, oil changes, anything that might come up, say the battery starter. It's a I budget for all that kind of stuff. Home maintenance, my grass getting cut because we have somebody that comes and cuts our grass. Um, Anything that has to be fixed in the house. Anything I want to just change out. If I want to get a new light or a fan, that's a fan with a light. But if I want to change that out, I want to paint. I plan for all that now. Didn't used to do that stuff. And yes, and I got, look, that's just one. I got 5011 planners. Got this one. This is one of my not recipe, meal planners where I write down like what we're gonna have for meals. I got planners for everything. That's how I roll. I still can keep pulling them out. This is my fitness planner. So yes, the planners. But that's because I like them. You ain't got to do all this. I just like this stuff, and I like the stickers and all the cutesy stuff about it. That's just me. Everybody ain't into all that. Um, so I am. It makes me happy. But having somewhere, like, especially if you're going to do like meal planning, or even if it's not meal planning, just like prepping type stuff, like I said, like I'll do the meatloaves and the meatballs and stuff like that. Having a place where you have a list of what you have in inventory is very beneficial. I will list. I will go every so often, and I will go and see what all I have: dry goods, canned goods, now my own canned goods, in the freezer, all that stuff, so that things don't get lost in the sauce. Because trust me, you can quickly forget what you have that you've purchased that you should have probably ate or you need to be eating. So even if it's not a planner, if you just have a regular notebook that you write in, yes, Tia, I love them. Um, I do, and stickers. It's not all just about planners. I have stickers everywhere too. Stickers. That's just one. I have stickers everywhere. I have my own little pins that I use for. It's just a whole thing. Don't judge me. I feel judged, but I do. And I mean, I don't spend like buku bucks on that stuff, but I like it. And that's another thing. I don't spend a lot of money on them. I go and find where I can get like a good deal on a planner, or I might be in the store, and I always like Michael's when they have 40% off, or they send me a coupon for 50% off any regular price item. Joanne Fabric, same thing. So all of those places sell planners and stickers. I go and get them when they're on sale, or go get them when they are weeding out things, and you can get it at a good price. So I'm always looking for a good sale. I like sale. I don't know if you watched the Whoop Whoop show when I was on there, you would know that I have a lot of things that I like to do. I was an extreme couponer for a lot of years. I still coupon. I'm just not extreme anymore. And the only reason why I'm not extreme anymore is because I ran out of space. My basement has about 7 shelves down there stocked with stuff. I have not bought laundry detergent since before the VB. And I'm not even being exaggerative. I won't probably have to for who knows how many years. I have pods, I have liquid, I don't have powder. I have just pods and liquid. Dryer sheets, nope. Um, I even have like the scent boosters. Haven't had to buy those. Probably, I probably stopped couponing in like 2017. Extreme. And when I say extreme, it's similar to what you saw on TV, but it's not like that. It's not that to that level. But when I would buy things, it might be 10, it might be 20 of one thing. So, and when people were looking for toilet paper and losing their entire minds in 2020, I was sitting here looking at like this. Yeah. And my husband doesn't, when I first started couponing, he was looking at me like I was a crazy person until we didn't have to worry when things happen. And to find out what I was spending when I did coupon. That was the other part that made it work out. He didn't mind because, guys, I have literally been that person. I have an Instagram. I have to look and see if it's open. It might not be public. It might be a private account. It shouldn't be, but it might be. When I used to coupon, and my name on there was, or is, because it's still an open Instagram, GG, just G and G, the Frugal Diva. If you go find it, you'll be able to see some of the chaos. But there is a receipt that I posted once because the manager at the store was so impressed by what I was able to do. She wrote on the receipt. She was outdone. I think I had like it was over $100 worth of stuff. I had paper towels, laundry detergent. I'm talking about Bounty. Like when you coupon, and it wasn't about the brands. Trust me, because I was not brand loyal. I went where the deals were. But at that time, it was a Bounty, I think, deal with Tide and all that stuff. It was all the Procter and Gamble, and it was $100 and some worth of stuff. I paid nothing. Go find my receipt. I'm not playing. I was out there in these coupon streets. Don't play with me. But I was, and that's why I didn't get pushback from my husband because he was like, I would just come home like, guess how much I spent for that? He'd be like, let me guess, nothing. Well, I did pay something, but it wasn't that much, and so it might be $5, it might be 10. So hey, sometimes I did spend $20 or so, but for what I was getting, it didn't matter. But that's a whole that's a whole nother thing. Don't ask me to teach it because it's an exhausting thing to teach. For me, I have found that some people just don't have the patience to coupon. It's a lot of work, and I don't. I used to find where I was teaching people, and instead of them learning it, they would just call me and say, "How do I do this deal?" And then they would want me to break it down step by step, and I'm like, if I was gonna do all that, I could have just went and got it for you. Like, so trust me, there's a lot of YouTube content about it. I learned how to coupon on YouTube. Just saying. And it wasn't just by random people. Actually, the channel that I learned how to coupon from, her channel name is Southern Saver. I started with her. She was the only person I watched until I got a little bit more coupon savvy. Then I started watching other coupon channels. But she taught it so basically that it just clicked for me. I remembered I literally had, again, a notebook. My husband will tell you I came home, I would watch her videos, I would take notes on what she was saying. And when I felt comfortable, I went out and I said, I'm about to go try to do my first coupon deal. And I went to CVS and I messed up the deal. I didn't give up though. I messed it up. I spent more than I was supposed to for the deal, but I didn't give up. And then when I went back, I did it. I did. It wasn't the same deal. It was a whole nother week of deals because every week your deals are going to be different. But when I went back, I got the satisfaction. I got to feel that sense of joy seeing your receipt just keep doing this. And I was like, it ain't no better feeling. Oh, I've hit up all the stores, and I had friends, management in most of them. That's another thing I did. I wanted managers to know I'm not in here. I'm not in here to rip you off. I'm a legitimate couponer, and I used to actually get stuff for them because I would get so much stuff that I didn't need the deals. I would do some deals because they were what we call money makers, and they would pay for the rest of my stuff that I did need. So I would say, hey, I don't need this. You want to go pick out? Do you use that product? They'd be like, yeah. Go pick out about 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, make friends if you ever decide to coupon with the store, with the management. And I had 4 different Rite Aids. Had good relationships with managers. 2 CVSs. I don't know if you guys have all these drugstores, but those are just some of the ones I have. Walgreens. I didn't care to coupon there. Just saying. They treat couponers like criminals, and I just didn't like that. But all the other stores, Walmart, child, please. I used to kill them. Target, yes, please. Used to kill them. So I like to do a lot of stuff. I like couponing. I like cooking. I'm not a baker though. I don't really like baking, even though I have a few baking recipes on my channel. I like meal prepping. Love it. And I love planning. And I love, you know, being comfortable in my finances. Just saying. So yes. And they'll check out Southern Saver. I'm telling you, she teaches it in such a way that it just don't put too much on yourself when you're doing it. Just take your time. Take time watching the videos of what she's saying. She literally she goes into the stores and go back to her old stuff. But she goes into the stores and she will show you what she's doing. And it's simple as that. And the rules, not the, well, I guess you could say the rules, but the couponing rules for the stores have gotten so tight, I guess you can say, because people do rip off stores. Oh, excuse me. I had chills. They make fake coupons. We have a Kroger store here. So I know some states don't have Kroger. They have Fred Meyer or with some of the other names they go by. They're all under the Kroger umbrella. But um, I used to go there all the time. I had a good relationship with all the cashiers and the management. And they had two ladies come in there with these fake coupons. They had like coupons for $20 off of Tide and $20 off Bounty. They don't make coupons that high in value. So they knew they were fake when they came. So they had their pictures up in the store. They weren't allowed in the store anymore, all that kind of jazz. But they make it bad for the ones who are out here doing legitly. And then they tighten up the rules. And it makes it that much more work for you to figure out how to make the deals work in your favor. But it's doable. I've been able to do it every time. Like I said, I still coupon. I just don't extreme coupon. So I still like a deal. I'm all about a deal. I have apps for every store there is. So my daughter be like, we'll go somewhere. She won't put my number in for the discounts, and I'm like, you didn't put my phone number in? I didn't know you had one for this store. Girl, it ain't probably a store in this city I don't have a rewards for. Put my number in no matter where you go. Let them tell you that I don't have one. How about that? Heck, in most of the stores, I have a rewards number. Their number is in the system, meaning hers and my husband. And they ain't never stepped foot in them stores because I had to make it work. Because you're going to get so much on one number, I had to put in other numbers. I'm just saying. But don't listen to me. Don't learn from me. I was bad. But yeah, it's worth it. And yeah, it's a worthy skill. It is. I mean, you heard me mention just a few of the things, and I didn't even name everything I have not had to buy since that, but probably about 2017. Deodorant, body wash, toothbrushes, and I never paid for it. There was three things I never paid for when I was couponing, period. Toothpaste, toothbrush, mouthwash. If you ain't getting that for free, you ain't doing it right. Ever. Never paid for them. And I ain't talking about those little dollar store toothbrushes. I'm talking about those toothbrushes that's usually like $6 and $7 a piece. But for a rate. Just saying. It's fun. It's fun. The good toothpaste, all the Crest, what are they called? Radiance and all those different stuff. All those. Colgate's, Crest, whatever the higher priced ones was, they were usually the ones that you could get the deals on. They never have coupons for the cheap stuff. And not that it's not good, because it is. But they don't make coupons for them because it's, I don't know. That's not what they're trying to sell. It's the companies. They're always trying to sell the higher end stuff. And I would do it for food and everything. Food. Oh, yes. I don't even want to. You could check out some. I have a picture of when I got ribs and I'm talking about a full big slab of ribs. I want to say it was the Hormel ribs, either that or Tyson, I don't remember. And it was the pork ribs at Walmart because they priced it wrong. They had on the pricing like $1.99 and not $1.99 a pound, and they had to honor it because they put $1.99 on the sign. And I left out of there. I'm about to go on to my Instagram. That's how listen. I can't remember. I think I had 5 slabs of ribs. I don't even remember. That's not it. I don't even know how to navigate on this thing that much no more. It's down there. Come on, get me to my other ones. But yes, it was at least 5 slabs of ribs for $1.99 a piece. Y'all, they got to I don't know how to switch to my other Instagram account. They got to make this easier for me. Listen, I have my main one that I actually do activity on, but I don't know how to switch to my other ones. Oh well. I was gonna show y'all if I could, and because somebody is a little slow and don't know how to go. I don't know how to do it. It used to just be I used to just have to tap on my icon, my face, and it would take me to my other Instagram accounts. But it don't do that no more. Oh, well, I might be able to get there that way. Because I think I follow my own Instagram. My all my Instagrams. Gigi the frugal. But anyway, I don't know. I don't follow it. Ain't that something? Um, I probably got like 5 slabs of ribs, and they had to honor it for $1.99 each. Just saying. So that kind of stuff don't happen very often. That year they screwed up a couple times because people was getting turkeys for $1.99 too, or 99 cent. Actually 99 cent, because they were supposed to be 99 cent a pound, and instead of 99 cent a pound, they had them marked as 99 cent. I missed out on that deal, but I got them ribs, and my husband don't even eat pork. I just figured out how to switch. And I lied about my name. It's actually frugal underscore diva on Instagram. Sorry, I said Gigi the frugal diva. That's my email, but it's actually frugal underscore diva on Instagram. If you want to just scroll through and check out my couponing shenanigans from back when I used to do the extreme couponing. The last time I posted was in 2018. So actually, I did my last deal in December of 2018, which was this case of Reynolds wrap. Because at Target, when Christmas is over, they get rid of all of their holiday stuff. People don't realize that they also get rid of anything like that that has holiday on it. So if they have Reynolds wrap with the snowman and stuff, if it's at 70% off in the store, those are 70% off. Paper plates. What else do we use? It's paper plates, Reynolds wrap, anything. Just anything that's in there that might have Christmas related things on it. Um, it's going to be part of whatever it is. So if it's 70, if it's 90, it's going to be 90% off. People who coupon are hip to it. So by the time they get to 70, they're probably going to snatch it all up. You're not going to find any. But if you catch it at 70, you'll get a good deal. Don't get it at 50. It's going to go lower. Couponers are not going to buy it at 50. Just FYI. Most, anyway. Most couponers are not going to buy it at 50. I forgot I was on here looking for those ribs. And I it was I can't even find it. It's so far back, but I think I got like 5 slabs of them. Let's just say 5. 4 or 5. Anyway, those are back in my heyday of being an quote unquote extreme couponer. And it's fun. It's actually it's very rewarding. Let's see. This is the receipt that I was telling, and you guys are not probably. I'll probably post a picture on my community page. My total was 36 cents. I said it was 0. It actually was 36 cents, and the manager circled it because I was able to get $100 and some dollars down to 36 cents. So, yes. Food Line, they probably do double coupons. And also, if you live somewhere that does double coupons, it's even better. I know one store for sure that does do that. I think I might know two, but I know for sure it starts with a P. Publix. Publix, as far as I know, I haven't couponed in a lot of years, so they could have stopped. But Publix used to always do double accept coupons, and they would double the value. So if it was a 50-cent coupon, they would give you $1 off per item. Um, and I think is Roses a grocery store? I have Roses as a department store type store here in Ohio. Um, I don't know if it's a grocery store though, but is there some place called Eagle something or something Eagle? I think they might do doubles as well. But we do have a store here. Mona, I'm telling you, go check out um and she has a large following, but she literally just teaches. It's almost like if you're trying to get out of debt and you're watching Dave Ramsey or you're watching The Budgetnista. They're literally just teaching, and it's going to just take a person taking the time to learn and slowly and get it. But Southern Saver is actually really good. I'm at your extreme couponer castings. Hi there, by the way. I didn't see you come in. I had to take a break because the cashiers were really getting to me. I knew they were getting tougher. I will be starting back soon. I probably won't be starting back extreme couponing unless I have to. And I don't see that yet as to when I have to. I was so good at extreme couponing that I would resell a lot of the products for way cheaper than they could get at the stores. I used to run my basement as like it was a store. And it was really just close friends and family members that came. But like I would get diapers, and this is before I had my grandson was born. Baby diapers for like $1.25 a pack, and I'm talking about Huggies, Pampers, all the brands. And I would sell them for $5 a pack. You can't go to the store and buy them for $5 a pack. So people were able to save a buck, and I was able to make a few dollars. So they really were kind of supporting my couponing habit. And like Dove body wash, if you've ever bought that, it's like $7, $8 a bottle. I was selling those for $4 a bottle. I would get them less than $1 a bottle. Now that was, like I said, it's been a while since I coupon, and I probably have some of those deals on my Instagram. I mean, so I'm not making it up. Look, what they say, you got pictures or video or it didn't happen. There's proof. But the thing is, the proof wasn't to show that it happened. The proof because you're so excited that it really happens. It's just not like those shows. That extreme couponing show, I don't believe that there's people that go into the store and buy 200 of one thing or even 100 in one exchange. If you've ever watched that show, you would even see that a lot of times they have to reset the register because it's too much. That just it doesn't happen. Most people ain't doing it at that level that I can imagine. And I followed some more extreme people than myself on Instagram. So anyway, guys, I have kept you way too long because there are several people who are either live or going live. Actually, they're all live now. So I know that Miss Shirley went live today. She's supposed to be going live today. She started at 7. She's supposed to. The OG Gardener. And I want to go over there and try to check her out, show her some love. And Tori's Brain Games. I think he just went live at 7:30 or 7:15. Oh, excuse me. And there was somebody going live at 7:30. And I thought I wrote down all the people who were going live, so I did. Brampton's Gardener. She was going live at 7:30. So any of those people that, I follow all of them. So I'm going to pop in and say hello in all of them. But I really appreciate you all for coming by and sticking with me this long. And like I said, I will be back to go in depth. Thank you, Tia. Hey, Nikki. How Did you just not sneak in here? But yes, I will be going live again, and it will be scheduled, so you'll see it in your hopefully, because let me tell you something about this algorithm on YouTube. Anywho, hopefully enough people who care to share it out do. And when they see that I'm scheduled for a live, and then we'll just go in depth. And I probably will start with just budgeting, because, like I said, I think that once you get that budgeting part under control, everything else is gonna fall into place in my mind. So I'm just gonna share how I see it, and you don't have to do it the way I share it. You could change the order up to what fits for you. So we'll just start there, and then we'll talk about budgeting first. We'll talk about saving, because it's important to have some type of savings, because if you don't, something is going to happen. It's going to blow your budget. So we'll talk about that as well. And then we'll talk about, for those who care, on what I did to work that credit score. I'll say it like that. I don't want to say I manipulated it to increasing, but the way you work it. Because most people tell you a lot of information about it. I had people telling me a lot of stuff about it, but I'm gonna tell you what worked for me. How about that? So thank you guys again for sticking with me this long and coming by. Good night, Mike. Have a good night, Angela. And I have to go check you. I'm assuming you may have a channel, Casings. I'm gonna have to go check you out, because this is my first time seeing you over here, even to be in the comments. Hey, David. Well, TT, I'm gonna be sharing it. So I'm glad you care. But everybody else I recognize and I am following. So I'm gonna go check you out, Casings. And I hope I'm saying your name right, Casings 55. But I'm gonna go Tia, I'm gonna check you out too. Tia Drum Gold. I'm sorry, Drummond. Jesus. Drum Gold. Because I don't think I've seen you over here before either, unless not in my comments or anything. So I'm going to go check you out. But I appreciate you all for sticking with me and coming in. And I hope that you come back when I come in to discuss budgeting a little more. And like I said, I will always drop the link in the chat. So if you want to come up, if you have something to share, because listen, I'm no guru. I'm just sharing it how I did it and what worked for me. And I feel like sharing is caring. And if you got something that you can share, just like I know that Lashes has property and she could share a lot of insight on how to get, purchasing, what kind of things you could do, how to do it in a way that it's going to be beneficial. You don't want it, because I think I've heard her say before, you don't want to put it in like business stuff or whatever, stuff like that. So she would know more about that than I would, because I don't have any properties yet. You hear I say yet? That's right. You heard it. Anyway. I will talk to you guys again soon, though. I appreciate you all. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.